Well, moving on to hotels and luxury. Despite a decline in revenue in the luxury segment, Rosewood Hotels and Resorts is expanding their luxury properties. Just yesterday, reopening their Jumbi Bay Resort after a $28 million renovation. Joining me now from Dallas in an exclusive interview is Rosewood Hotels and Resorts President and CEO, John Scott. John, great of you to be here. How is business, broadly speaking? How is luxury travel doing? Any improvement?
Well, yes, Dagan, I keep getting asked the question, is luxury hospitality dead? The answer is no, but we've got a terrible case of swine flu. It's very contagious. Everybody has it. We're awfully sick, but luckily the mortality rate's pretty low. So we're struggling through. There are some signs of positive trends, but we're holding our own in a very difficult environment.
You said positive trends. Are you seeing bookings pick up at all, and really any change in the behavior of your luxury customer?
Yes, we are. For the forecast for year end, we're down about 20% on a RevPAR basis, which is our measure of revenues. That's versus an industry that's down probably 25 to 30. So I think on a relative basis, we're doing pretty well. Fourth quarter bookings are improving year on year. Last fourth quarter, 2008, was pretty bad, so we've got good comparisons. And the first quarter pace looks reasonably good, but 2011 is going to be another difficult year. A year of 2 years, we hope. The first part of the year is pretty much baked in. The second part of the year, we expect to see pretty good growth as the economy recovers and as people really need to get back to traveling for business and leisure.
You've really focused on cutting costs both behind the scenes and even on the customer end in interesting ways. And I guess that there is nothing left that you can't at least squeeze some money out of, whether it's how you ship via FedEx to using Skype for phone calls.
Yeah, it's been pretty aggressive in our industry. What they say is never let a good recession go to waste. And our industry's been through a lot of cycles, so we have taken a pretty proactive and aggressive approach. Our program really, our approach at Rosewood Hotels was, we called it Back to the Future. Back meaning let's look at how we do our business, but also future, let's look at making sure that what we do doesn't impact the guests. So to be specific, we looked at how we run our business and get rid of practices that really don't make sense. The hours of operations, are we opening too early before guests even arrive? Are we doing things that we don't need to be doing from an operation perspective in terms of sending FedEx as opposed to regular mail, using Skype as opposed to long distance? Those have all been real meaningful cost savings. The second bucket is really important. What's important to our guests? We ask them what's important and what's not important. What would they like to see more of and what would they like to see less of? Get rid of the stuff they'd like to see less of and that aren't important. An example of that might be luxury amenities. We have 4-ounce bars of soap. That's bigger than I have even in my home. It takes me a month to get rid of that. The customer really isn't looking for that. We switched to a 2-ounce size of a bar of luxury soap, and you know what? They actually appreciated that because they didn't feel quite as guilty as with all the waste. So we've been aggressive. We cut about 10 to 20% out of our business, but you make a good point. It's getting harder to squeeze out more costs. So if we see continued revenue decline, that's going to result in material declines in cash flow and EBITDA.
John, what about further expansions? I've got 2 words for you. Rosewood, Dubai, scheduled to open, 2011? Is that still a good idea?
Look, we're fortunate that we have a number of projects that are under construction. If they're not under construction in this environment, they're not happening. So we've got a property that is opening in Mexico, Rosewood San Miguel Allende, in a couple of years. Got a property that's opening in Abu Dhabi and a property that's opening in Dubai. 2011, probably get pushed out to 2012. Look, Dubai is a bloodbath. If I were opening that hotel today, I'd be very concerned. I think the world will be a different place in 2 years. And in fact, I think our industry is well positioned, not for next year, but 2011 and 2012, we're looking at pretty good growth. And I'm excited about the future, but the long-term future, but not the near term.
John, quickly, is that project Dubai fully funded?
It is. The construction, it's up 40 stories. They have a construction loan. They are fully funded to get the building built. But in this environment, all bets are off. It is under construction today, and we are optimistic that it'll be completed on schedule.
Keep us posted, John. It was great to see you. Very candid, which is unusual for a CEO. It was a pleasure having you here. John Scott, Rosewood Hotels and Resorts President and CEO.